And this is how it starts. Someone's trash, it's someone's treasure.
Uri Designs, unique expressions.
And hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you are new to my channel, I'm Uri, and in today's video, I want to share with you how I picked up a trash and I transformed it to something beautiful. And what I love about this project is that it's for my grandson, Fernando. So let's get going. Let me share with you how I was able to transform someone's trash into someone's treasure. To get to work, I'm going to start by cleaning it using the crock cutter. This is a very strong degreaser, and yes, you've seen it right. Even had pieces of gum. It was pretty nasty. But nevertheless, even though it's a nasty looking table, it's 100% wood. So we're going to just sand off all this junk. I started by using 220, but I'm going to switch it to 100. Okay? So you have to test your wood. If it's okay to go a little bit stronger when you are sanding off your finish, you can do that. And it's just by trial and error. You have to be careful at the beginning. So start with a higher grade sandpaper, and then you can go a little lower. In this case, I am using 100, and I'm using it with the Rotary electric sander. And as you can see, I have it plugged to my chop bag to avoid all this dust in my house. It's already looking so much better. Now the top had a little bit of damage, so I'm going to fix it with this wood filler. And I love this wood filler because it dries completely clear or very similar to the wood tone. At first it's a little bit pinkish, but then when it dries very similar to the wood color. And because I'm not planning to paint the top, I think this works best. So I'm gonna let it dry, and then I'm going to go over with a sandpaper on top, and that should fix this little damage. Using 220 sandpaper with my rotary electrical sander, I am just scuff sanding the chairs and the table to prepare it for paint. What this is doing is that I'm getting rid of the slick finish on the surface, so my paint will adhere better. I'm going to make sure that I remove all the dust that this is creating, and then I'm going to start painting the chairs and the table. And for the areas that my electrical sander doesn't reach, I'm just doing it by hand. The table is ready as well. I already scuff sanded. Now for the two chairs, I was not sure what color to use, so I reached out to Facebook, reached out also in Instagram and YouTube, and I asked you all, and this is the winner. The yellow is gonna go on the table and the two different blues for the chairs. I always like to pour the paint in a separate container, especially when it's a brand new bottle, because I know I'm not gonna use it all. So I'm going to mix it really good, and then I'm going to pour it in the container. I am using chalk mineral paint by Dixie Belle. The colors are going to be listed in the description box. Keep in mind that chalk mineral paint is thick, so you might need to add a little bit of water. What I recommend you to do is to get a mist spray bottle and spray your brush a little bit with water to help the paint glide better. Now the wood filler is dry, so I sand off the excess and now it's perfect. Almost perfect, but it's fine. Now I'm going to continue painting everything. After the first coat of paint, I'm going to let them dry completely and I'm going to keep my paint and brushes in a Ziploc until it's time to apply the second coat of paint. I waited an hour and then now I'm making sure that I have full coverage. And I'm using a very small brush to go into the areas where the big brush doesn't go. When I apply my second coat of paint, I am using a sanding sponge. What this is going to do is going to smooth out the surface and it's going to be softer to the touch. And then I'm going to apply my second coat of paint. After I apply a second coat of paint on the table and chairs, I'm going to apply this clear coat. It's a satin finish clear coat. This is going to protect the paint and I'm going to go around and I'm going to apply 2 coats of this, allowing it to dry about an hour in between the first coat and the second coat. This looks white, completely white, but it dries clear, I promise. Now I'm just going to let it dry completely. For the top of the table, I am using Gator High. This is a stronger protection for tabletops. It's recommended for tabletops and I'm going to make sure that I at least apply 2 coats of this. I'm going to let it dry and I'm going to use a sandpaper in between, just to make sure that it's so smooth to the touch. I'm going to make sure that there's no dust or any particles on top before I apply the second coat. I waited 2 hours between the first coat and the second coat. And it's recommended to at least wait 48 hours to use the furniture. I really like how they turn out. I cannot believe that this was in the trash, and I'm glad I was able to save it. And right on time for Thanksgiving. Fernando is going to enjoy this table so much as he's growing up. I love it. Thank you for those that helped me decide the colors. I think these colors are so nice all together. Until next time, goodbye.